Hello everybody, it is Carissa and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I am so excited. It has been a long time waiting. I've been getting so many questions from you guys about my new workout split and how I was able to lose so much fat in such a short period of time. So we are going to talk about that today. Before we get started with this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and then subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this from me. I am making this into a little bit of a series where you get to kind of train with me and get the ins and outs of what I do to take care of myself. More so not focusing on everybody else, but kind of just showing you what I do for me. So I will be showing you all of the workouts that I do for my splits throughout the next few weeks. So definitely hit that subscribe button and then give this video a thumbs up if you'd like to see those. Other than that, let's just roll right into the video. So before I start talking about what I did to change my body, I want to tell you guys what I was doing before and why it wasn't working. I started out weightlifting about 2 years ago and it wasn't anything heavy. It was kind of just like, you know, the basic Instagram girl who lifts some weights and films it and expects to see results. Let's be honest, there's a lot of them out there and I'll be the first to say that I was one of those girls. I basically would do workouts to film them, thinking that I would get results from, you know, doing the same movements over and over again, and that's just not the case. Because I didn't know any of the science behind working out and the science behind exercise in general, and different types of workouts, and which ones were more beneficial for your overall health and which ones are more geared towards, you know, your aesthetic appearance. And it's something that kind of took me a long time to kind of understand, and I'm still learning so much. I definitely don't know a lot, especially compared to everybody else, but what I have learned has helped me make the progress that I have in the last 4 months. So as I was saying, I was really just doing a lot of weightlifting and nothing was really changing. I would say that I did start to see a little bit of definition, but I had a lot of fat on my body and honestly still do. So it was really hard to see that, and I would try to incorporate some HIIT workouts, but again, it just wasn't extensive enough to where I was able to see results. So my boyfriend's sister and her husband, they own a functional gym in Orlando, Florida. And they are amazing, very, very educated, especially when it comes to health and fitness, and they do functional training. I had never heard of functional training, but I was interested in it. They just live so far away that we didn't really get to ever talk about it that much, and why I couldn't really gain insight from them because they do live far away and they have their own life and things like that. So I started to try to learn more about it myself. Someone else who does a lot of functional training and functional movements in general is Natasha. She is a Gymshark athlete. I love her. She's definitely one of the most inspirational people that I like to watch. She's very informative and very science-based, and that is something that I'm trying to hop on the bandwagon with, because at the end of the day, science doesn't lie. So functional training is exercises that involve training the body for the activities performed in your daily life. So functional is exactly what it sounds. It's doing movements that you would do in your everyday life. For example, a squat is a functional movement because it represents you squatting down to pick up a piece of paper that you dropped, or, you know, feeding Ellie. I squat down to put her food into her bowl. Functional movements are just things that you do on the daily basis. So pushing, pulling, squatting. It's very, very basic and very easy to understand if you just think about it. So functional fitness exercises train your muscles to work together and prepare them for daily tasks by stimulating common movements that you might do at home or at work, in sports, whatever. It's gonna help provide you with strength, stability, mobility, everything that you need in your life to thrive, my friends. Think about it this way. You use basic functional movement patterns like pushing, pulling, hanging, squatting, rotating, carrying, and gait patterns, walking and running every single day. Functional training utilizes exercise that improve your movement proficiency in these primary patterns to give you an edge that you can achieve your goals safely and more so tailor them to have an overall good, healthy life. Also, when you're performing functional movements, there's a way less risk of injuring yourself because again, you're performing these functional patterns that you do on a daily basis. You'll see that a lot of the things that I do in my workout split, they are functional, and I think that's really what has changed a lot of my progress, and I'm able to do more workouts during the week because my body isn't hating me the next day from trying to overlift and over isolate certain muscle groups. So I would say that the biggest thing for me was switching from muscle split exercises, so like arms, back, and then quads and glutes one day, just separating myself from that mindset and going into it as how many full body workouts can I do in 1 week. So we're just gonna go right into my split, and I will kind of explain things throughout the way now that you know a little bit of a background. About a month ago, I started doing this split, and I just honestly started seeing so much changes in my body. I didn't want to stop. And now it's like, I just love this split and I don't plan on changing it for a very long time because I am kind of doing it all. And you'll understand what I mean about that. So let's get started. Starting off with Mondays. Mondays are a CrossFit day for me. So CrossFit training is a form of high intensity power fitness. So it includes dynamic exercises such as plyometric jumping, Olympic weightlifting, kettlebells, and explosive body weight movements. So I would say the CrossFit is kind of similar to HIIT, except you're adding in the fundamentals of like Olympic weightlifting, and I would say that they're longer workouts, but it's gonna get your heart rate up, it's gonna help you blast that fat, but it's a little bit more challenging than just like your traditional HIIT workout that takes you maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes. My CrossFit days usually range from about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on what I'm doing. However, that is with warm-ups and that is with stretching. You will see in the next video that comes out in this little series, I will show you what I do, how much extensive stretching and recovery that I do in order to perform these exercises every day. CrossFit really focuses on gaining muscle strength and improving your stamina. And it's also gonna help increase your VO2 max, which is basically the amount of oxygen that you can utilize during an exercise. It's gonna improve agility, balance, flexibility, all because CrossFit is functional. A lot of the movements that are performed in a CrossFit workout are very functional. I would say when you start to get into like the Olympic weightlifting part of it, you can kind of shy away from those functional movements. So I would say that I do more CrossFit based workouts because I don't focus as much on the Olympic weightlifting. I kind of dial it down a little bit to try to keep everything more functional, and you know, I'm not trying to be a CrossFit competitor, so I'm more so just focusing on what feels good to me and keeping the movements as functional as possible. CrossFit includes like movements from gymnastics, rowing, Olympic weightlifting. There's just so many different things that go into CrossFit, and that's what I love it. You never get tired of it. So we like to start our week off with a CrossFit workout because it's definitely the hardest out of everything that I do, and it definitely pushes myself a lot harder than any of the other exercises. So I like to start my Mondays off with a good old CrossFit workout. It makes me feel good. Usually I will do this in my apartment, so I'll be using a lot of body weight exercises as well as maybe some resistance training or a few dumbbells. Not a lot of equipment is needed to be used in CrossFit, which I think is really cool. Tuesdays are my Pilates and resistance training days. This is really exciting for me. I'll be honest, the reason that I wanted to incorporate Pilates into my workout split is because I am pushing myself to try things that I normally wouldn't. Pilates is really gonna help with your flexibility and your balance, and those are two things that I really want to ace. I have very good flexibility. I can go into all of my splits. Overall, I am very flexible, but I want to start incorporating more strength and flexibility exercises so that I can start doing things like handstands and more like advanced Pilates and yoga exercises. I love it. It is so relaxing. It really helps de-stress me, and it also kind of helps stretch me out from my Monday's workout. So it's a little bit lower intensity. it still burns, it's still difficult, and it feels great. My Pilates exercises, I like to create them myself. Now that I've been doing Pilates for a little bit, I can kind of just create what I like to do. But if I don't feel like making one for the day, I'll just do a Pilates workout on YouTube or Instagram or something like that. I am working on getting one of those like Pilates machines so that I can take it to the next level. Like, that's how invested I am here, people. Something else that I've noticed from doing Pilates and yoga, because that is something else that I will be mentioning at the end of the video, but with Pilates, I feel like it's improved my posture a lot. I've had really bad posture growing up. I just always tend to slouch over, and I feel like ever since I started yoga and Pilates, my posture has just improved so much. I think when you're creating a workout split for you, instead of following someone else's workout split, it's really important to kind of create your own, something that works with your lifestyle, something that you enjoy, because just because this works for me, it may not work for you if you don't genuinely enjoy everything that I put into my split. So I think that's also another thing that I noticed. I started to see so much progress when I stopped trying to follow what everyone else was doing, and I just started to listen to me and what I wanted and what felt good to me. When I started to not really pay attention to what everyone else was doing and really pay attention to myself. You're so cute. Why are you looking at me? That's when I started to see tremendous progress. Oh yeah! You say hi! We like to share this chair. She had a play date yesterday, so she's a little pooped. So after Tuesday, we are moving right on to Wednesday, which is another CrossFit day. The difference between this CrossFit day and the first one is this is the day that I force myself to actually go to Earth Treks, which is where I work out. My boyfriend and I love to go rock climbing. However, it's a very expensive membership and they have a really nice functional gym in there. So I like to force myself to go a little bit more. Like, any opportunity that I can go there, I will. The issue is that it's 20 minutes away from my apartment. And if I'm being realistic, I don't want to take 40 minutes out of my day every single day to get a workout in. I've noticed that when I started to kind of figure out what I could do at home or what I could do at my apartment gym, that's when I really started to notice a lot of progress, because I was actually making it to the gym every day. There was a point where I was forcing myself to go to the gym that was 20 minutes away, and sure, 20 minutes isn't a lot, but when you have a full schedule, it's actually a long time. So I kept saying, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym 5 days a week. I ended up only going maybe once or twice because I just, you know, I didn't have the time to take almost an hour out of my day just to drive. So I think it's important to kind of consider your lifestyle and your situation, and you have to kind of work with it. Find out ways to make it work. And for me, working out at my apartment gym or at home, I've gotten some equipment so that I can do the proper workouts at home. It's a push to shove kind of thing. You have to figure out what works and then do what you have to do to make it work. But as I was saying, Wednesdays, I do force myself to go to the gym. There's only one day a week that I force myself to go to the gym, and it's on Wednesdays. So I show up and I do my workout. This is where I work with things like the barbell. I'm currently trying to learn cleans and different CrossFit Olympic weightlifting functions. So I'm trying to really get the correct form, and this is more so like a skills day. I'll take advantage of all of the equipment that I have at the gym that I don't hear. So a lot of the times I'll use the rowing machine, or I'll use the skier machine. I'll always use the barbells. They have rings that I am starting to learn stuff on the rings, as well as they have the pull-up bar where I can learn some toe-to bars and things like that, different functional CrossFit movements. So this is the day that I really focus on the things that I can't do when I'm at home. So this is usually, again, about an hour, hour and a half of, I may not burn as much as I would during my CrossFit workouts here, but that's just because right now I'm focusing on the form and the actual exercises. Moving into Thursdays, which are my least favorite days, 125%. I think that it's important when you're doing a split that you focus on something that you want to get better at, but you know you're not that good at. And for me, that's my athleticism. My cardiovascular endurance has definitely improved over the last few months, but it's still not where I want it to be. I want to be fast, I want to have power, and I want to be able to do explosive movements without feeling like I'm going to die. So I've really been working on my athleticism once a week. This is so important to me. I don't know what it is about this day, but it always pushes me to my limits, and it's definitely more cardio based, but I'm learning a lot, and I think that this is just beneficial for me overall. So every Thursday is the athletic training days. We are training like an athlete. So my athletic training days are gonna help with strength, speed, power, mobility, agility, and coordination. So again, working on all of those things. It's a great way to push yourself, and in each workout, you challenge yourself to the point where you want to do better the next time. So this is really about progression for me, you know, how fast my sprints are. A lot of it, I always do sprints, always am doing sprints on my athletic training days. And I will definitely share a full workout of my athletic training days, but this is just working on things like your speed and your coordination, being able to switch from doing things, which is your agility, things that would be useful in sports. Just, you know, think about that. If you ever played sports in high school, you would have known that you had training and conditioning days where, you know, for field hockey, we wouldn't work on skill work. We would do, you know, like track workouts, and we would run suicides and things like that. So what you do to train in sports versus like playing the actual sport, the actual conditioning part, that's what I do every Thursday. It's a hard one. It's definitely, you know, it takes it out of me, but I know that I'm really close to my rest day, and I try to just crank it out and yeah, do my best. This is definitely the one that I would say that I am the weakest at, and that's exactly why I wanted to put it into my training, because I want to be good at it. And then Fridays, we're going back to another CrossFit workout. I told you guys that I like to incorporate my CrossFit-based workouts 3 times a week. So the first day, we do that one here at the apartment. The second CrossFit day, we do at the gym. And then my third CrossFit day, I also do here at the apartment gym. I focus on AMRAP movements. So AMRAP is basically doing as many reps as possible. So it's doing those circuits, but counting the reps that I'm doing, and then trying to improve every week. You're gonna do a workout for an amount of minutes. So let's say we're gonna do a circuit workout for 15 minutes straight. We're gonna have like 4 exercises in the circuit, and you're gonna see how many rounds you can do. Or another way you could do it is by seeing how many reps you do in an exercise. So AMRAP I really like to do because I can really see my improvement, and I can see how much better I'm getting at my endurance and how much stronger I am. This is definitely about how long you can last. So it's really about making sure that you're also pacing yourself when you're doing the workout, because you don't want to give it your all at the beginning of the workout and only make it 5 minutes in. So the goal is to at least stay consistent throughout the whole 15 minutes, if that was to be the amount that I chose, making sure that I'm hitting the same amount of reps or more, never less than what you did the round before. So it's really, really fun. It's challenging, and this is definitely one of the shorter days of my CrossFit workouts, just because it does take a lot out of you. And then moving on to Saturday. Saturday, we've hit the weekend. I've had a long week of workouts. I'm getting a little tired, so I do some weightlifting. As I said at the beginning, I kind of got bored of weightlifting. It's not something that I love to do. However, I'm not gonna lie, aesthetics do mean something to me, just because I do have a social media platform where, you know, it can be about looks sometimes, but you know, you look good, you feel good. Doing things for aesthetics isn't really a bad reason. I think that if it's your only reason, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. But it's okay if aesthetics are a part of the reason that you wanna do this, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Aesthetics are definitely one of the reasons that I do love to work out. I want to look good, because when you look good, you feel good. So my weightlifting days are usually full body, but I'll do a weightlifting day where I just do a bunch of movements that aren't necessarily functional, but I just love doing them, because it's okay. If you like to do something, do it. So I just like to keep that weightlifting in there just to remind me where I started, if you know what I mean. And then Sundays are my full rest day. I mean, I don't lift a finger, okay? I will stay inside, I'll watch Netflix all day, I'll probably clean the entire apartment, I'll plan out my next week, I'll take Ellie on a hike, we'll probably go rock climbing, but there's no like structured workout for that day. It is a active rest day where I just live my normal life without having to worry about working out for the day. So it's also going to give my body time to recover for that Monday CrossFit workout that kicks my ass. So that is my workout split. I think if there's anything to take from this, it's not to take my split and try it out. However, if you do try it out and you love it, then continue to do it. But I think that when it comes to finding a split that works for you, it's about listening to your body and listening to your interests, you know? If you hate CrossFit and you've tried CrossFit workouts before and you hated them, then this wouldn't work for you. You know, if you love to run competitively, this wouldn't work for you because there's not a lot of running in my training split. I think it just all depends on what you like and what you do on a daily basis, as well as finding the lifestyle that works. For instance, I work from home doing social media a lot of the time. I have a part-time job, but it's, you know, my availability and my lifestyle is very flexible and open. So I have made this split because I'm able to spend the hour and a half, 3 days a week on top of doing extra stuff because it just works with my lifestyle and I genuinely just love to move and be active. But if you're someone who's lazy and doesn't want to work out, but you just want to be healthy, you can do 2 to 4 days a week of high intensity workouts and still get good results. It just depends on your situation. It depends on your personality. It depends on you. So I think that's something to take. I remember a time that I tried to do Whitney Simmons' split, and obviously she does a lot of lifting. She does some HIIT and some cardio, but she's mostly a lifter, and it was just so boring to me and I wasn't making any progress, and it wasn't because of Whitney's split. It was because that split didn't work with me and my lifestyle and my hobbies and what I love to do. I think that for my split, I really put my mental health first with this, things that make me feel mentally good. Putting that Pilates in there is just a mental savior. Something else I didn't mention is that I do yoga every day now. Maybe sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes, but I am doing yoga daily just for my mental health. Yoga is hard. I think that I remember I used to put yoga down for like my rest day until I actually did yoga and realized how difficult it actually is. So all of my yogis out there, I am so sorry I ever underestimated the ability to get a sweat on with yoga. I'm just working on me and doing things that make me feel like I'm having a good time, you know? If you've been wanting to learn how to belly dance, put belly dancing in your workout split once a week. Like, stop letting everybody else tell you what you should and should not do to lose weight or to lose fat, because there are so many different ways to do it. As long as you are getting your heart rate in that target heart rate zone where you're going to be burning fat and your body is going to use fat as your energy instead of those carbs and those sugars, you're going to lose the fat. So it's really just understanding the science behind it and tailoring it to your life. So this is just a video that I wanted to come out and talk about because I've had a lot of questions of how I've lost so much fat in such a short period of time. And I think a lot of it has to do with the mental space that I'm in. I'm definitely happier than I've ever been, allowing my body to be not in that fight or flight mode and just be stress-free. Well, not stress-free, but less stress than usual, and I'm able to do it while having fun and doing things that I actually enjoy, and you can too. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a zenful day, and I will see you in the next one. Yep, this is what's going on down here. This is what's been going on. Yep, I've just been rubbing the belly. I've just been rubbing the belly.